Hello everyone, welcome to Motion RC Live, and sorry to keep you waiting with the timer, but had to do it. 5 minutes, and you see it on the table for you. This is the brand new twin 70mm Freewing PJ50, the P and the J, personal jet or business jet, and just the next step after the AL37. I think everybody kind of knew eventually it would be coming. We sure did, and we're excited to finally be here on this day to close out 2021 with something large and in charge and gorgeous on the table. So in today's video, if you normally don't join us, if you guys notice, for all the people who do, I removed all the graphics today because today is an overview video. I want this video to live for a good little while until all the other videos eventually follow up as the overview. So in today's video, we're going to talk about the jet. I love having people here in the comments so we could do questions and answers, but we'll get to that later. If we miss anything, we're going to go through it step by step. We've got unboxing footage from when we got this and built it up, Alex and I. We've got assembly we can go through to show you how it goes together. We got flying footage to show you. We'll go through the specs all around it. We'll basically touch on everything, and then we'll get to you guys for your questions and answers, and then we will get out of here. I will say, this is a pre-order. The page is going to be going up any minute now at Motion RC and motionrc.eu with an estimated arrival around mid-March. But as Alex could show you here, we do have some pictures. They are loaded in the container and ready to go. So you could see it there. These will be here. As far as how much, you'll see that when the page comes out, but I believe $5.99 in the US is going to be the price point. And she's absolutely stunning, guys. I've gotten a chance now. I've had it for about 2 weeks here. The weather hasn't been great, but the days we did get out, she's such a sweetheart in the sky. If you enjoy the AL37, one thing you're going to love about this, touch and goes are beautiful. What I loved about the AL37 always is keeping that nose up on touch and goes and coming around. She can glide easy. She's got plenty of power. I don't think I ever flew it at full throttle. I was just staying at half throttle most of the time to try to keep it as scale as possible. And but again, let's go through the spec first, Alex. So let's put the specs back up there, read them out. So wingspan, again, 66.9 inches, about 5.5 feet, 68.1 inch length on her. She's got two 2950, two 2100 kV brushless inrunners. EPO foam, and what I love too, as with all Freewing, the white is not bare foam, the white is painted. Your decals are pre-applied. On there, there's 11 LEDs throughout the system. The gear, aluminum suspension, trailing link struts. Underneath it, the fans, 70mm, they are 12 blade and they counter rotate with two 60 amp ESCs inside with the 8 amp UBECs, and of course she has flaps as well. Going to the next page, you're going to need at least a 6-channel receiver, maybe a 7th if you want to plug the UBEC into there. And then we flew it on everything from 4000s to a 6000. One battery, so is all you need. A single 4000, a single 5000, or a single 6000. Depends on what you want to go with, what you already have. If you already fly, Freewing jets, you're going to have, batteries like that. And you can expect anywhere from 4 to 7 minutes. But I will preface, Justin Lamb and Jeremy Salt, they got one about 10 months ago. They got the early production version, and they were banging it around for a long time out there. So probably sometime after this video, they can drop their clip. So follow them over they're always on Facebook, their YouTube channels. They'll have a lot of other flying. They got it way before I did even, because they were testing it out. So, they've had it for a good little while. I've known about it for a good little while, and I'm really excited to finally be able to have this here to show you guys. So some of the other features, so while we're here, again, it's a big bird. I can't even, the camera's got to be farther back to get it on the table. But some of the things I love that stand out right away, the plastic chrome around the inlets, I love that. And again, all the LEDs, I don't know if I can do it here, Alex, but I don't know what I did with my, I lost my way to turn off there we are. I could turn down some lights. There you go. You can see the LEDs a little more if I turn off the front lights. So you've got them You've got you got them in the fuselage on the side here where my finger is. I'm trying to do it front. You got the landing light, obviously the red strobe on the back. You got the strobe on the tail at the top, and then you've got the navigation lights with the strobes as well there. So the light package is really beautiful too. I think guys are really going to dig that, especially for those dusk flights. Let me get that front light back on there. And now I say, before we get around to it, let's unboxing, I guess. Let's start with some unboxing footage. So here it was about a week and a half ago, I guess, when I opened it up, and I haven't changed since then. But, you know, it comes in your standard box, not as big as some of the other boxes as you'd expect. Sort of like the AL37, I've always felt. When it comes out, you expected a bigger box with how big the plane is. But taking a look inside again, and then we go through some of the parts, but it all comes together. The way Freewing packages their models, you shouldn't expect any dents or dings. I mean, even if the box had damage from shipping, the plane should never get damaged with the way they package these. They package them so tight. And you're going to notice everything comes pretty much completed. So starting with the main wing, the wings are able to be, the main wing itself can be attached with 2 screws, sort of like the Flightline Corsair was. So you could take apart the main wing section if you wish for even easier transportation, or you could just leave it together as one piece, which is how I went through. But nylon hinges throughout, servo covers, and as you see, your ball links and everything are already pre-attached. There's your LEDs on top, and then the winglets, what I love, they attach like your Freewing missile system. It's that MWS railing system. So they push on, and they push on in the direction that the wind is forcing them to further lock, which is nice. And then you can see inside, you're going to add your ribbon cables, and they do have a couple lighting wires that are in there that you're all going to plug into the MCB-E board, you know, in the jet, or the blue box, if you will. You know, that's how you're going to run all your lights. Now, bear with me. I'm just watching myself. I'm doing play-by-play narration of my own footage here. Then you have your nozzles in one piece again, which is great. Everything's already pre-installed. The only connections you're going to have to make are for your motors on this section. You're going to connect them to the ESCs when you attach it to the jet. But what I love, too, about that is it's all color-coded. So you don't have to worry about plugging it in, testing the motor direction, and then, you know, switching 2 wires. For all of us who know about that, you know, I always hated that. They did mark them, which is great. So it's very easy once you plug together. You only have to do it once, let's put it that way. But it comes in one nice, beautiful section. And where do I go next? I don't even remember where I went next. Okay, the tail. So now the tail piece, you're going to work this together. We'll get to the assembly in a little bit. But that's your main vertical. So after your nozzles are on and the fuselage is glued together, then you would attach this piece, and this would attach with 4 screws. And then the top part would be another 2 screws to get your elevator on top. And it all plugs in, and there's a nice tunnel through this piece that you can drop your wiring through. But the lights are already installed. On the rudder, you've already got the ball link installed. So you don't even have to attach any of that. And again, I love with this one, you don't have to put the decals on. You know, I always found it to be a pain with bigger decals on the back, but it's all nice and clean. And again, that white is all painted white. So this is the back section of the fuselage. It's the only piece you're going to have to glue together, other than the little peripheral bits. But I love the little molded APU unit on the side. I think that's really cool. Chrome. Thought that was a nice little detail there. And of course, easy access to your ESCs. And you can see how all the wiring that's a part of this is all taped down nicely and wrapped in foam itself, so it doesn't cause any damage to the fuselage or anything like that. You get a nice clean, nice clean bird. And then the main star of the show, the front of the fuselage, already going to have the windows attached. They've got nice chrome paint on the front. There's plastic tip on the nose. And then you can see the LEDs. That's where those fuselage LEDs are. Really nicely modeled inside there. And it's just going to be 4 screws to attach your main wing to the fuselage. And what I love too, when I show you during the assembly, and I can show you a little bit, but if you ever got the MiG-29, they started using those double tapping screws. So you screw them basically through the wing and they can't back out, and then you could screw them into the fuselage. So when you want to take it apart, you don't have to worry about losing your screws. They don't leave the wing at any time, which is great. I love that. Nice small little detail. Then taking a look inside, nice and clean in there, easy access to where the blue box is. And I could show you, because we went out on a very windy day, so I was able to fit an AL gyro right next to that blue box in that section, and my receiver right there out of the way of the battery compartment, which is great. And then you get minimal as far as small. So you only got 4 bags of screws. I think it's about 16 screws in total. That's going to put it together. And then you get all of your little antennas, you get your ribbon cables, and you get your carbon spars, which are going to put the wing together. Now, what I'm going to do real quick is just to have this in view the way it is, I'm going to slide this over. My mic's above. I could be a little closer if I move it this way. But that was the unboxing. So again, I'll get to everybody's questions. I know chat is moving fast. We'll get to that in a second. Let's get through what's next. So let's go to the assembly. And again, a lot of these videos are going to come out probably next week. I'll get some of these videos out, by themselves, but we like doing it all here right away because it's here, we're here. So first step is going to be your wiring and gluing your fuselage together. So first things first, you're going to, take off the tape, and you're going to see all your wiring on there, and you're going to use the supplied glue to glue your fuselage together. Anybody who's built a Freewing model with fuselage is going to know this process. You've done it before. So get your glue on each side. Well, what I did was I put it in first just to make sure my wiring was out of the way, and then I put the glue on, and then when you touch it together, you got to pull it apart. You cut that part. You got to pull it, but 90 seconds before the glue. Give yourself about 10 minutes, usually 15 minutes for that glue to harden before I start doing the next step, which goes right into getting the nozzles on. And then you're just going to use 4 screws. After you made the connection, of course, your motor connection, so 6 wires. And again, they're all color-coded when you're there. Goes together really nicely. Fits like a glove, if you will. Like a glove. Oh, so you cut out the glue, but you left the screw. There we go.
The extra screwing shots made it in.
So now while that's done, you put your fuselage to the side, and then you want to build your tail up first. So you get your elevator, you get your horizontal attached to your vertical before you attach it. So that just means pulling the 2 elevator servos and the light through. There's a tunnel there. It's very easy to pull those wiring through, and then just make sure it's nice and taut, and then it just presses on and it fits perfectly. And you're going to use 2 screws to get that in from the top. Very easy. And I love it's plastic up top too for this whole portion. Nice and sturdy and rigid, and there's that spar through the top and the bottom too, which gives it a nice rigidity to it. And then you got to make your connections to the tail. So here's where you're attaching your rudder, your elevator, and your strobe light in the back. So 2 elevator connections, 1 rudder, and 1 strobe. And then you push these 2, and then they'll supply you with 4 flush-mounted flush screws that you would use to attach the vertical stabilizer, 2 on each side. So now once you get that done, then your fuselage is basically done, and you're going to move on to the wing section. So again, as you can see, wing, very simple. You're going to use the 2 carbon spars, put them together, and at this portion, you could take 2 screws you turn around, you could screw them in from the top right here. So this is going to lock your wing together, so you can leave it as one piece if you wish, but you can always take those 2 screws out. Then get your ribbon cables in, and that's going to control your flaps and your ailerons into the blue box. And then you're just going to attach it to the fuselage. So just drop in all your wiring. You can easily grab it, like my hand could fit inside. And then there's your those double tapping screws, which I love. So 4 screws to attach the main wing. So you're basically going to screw them in, and now you just do all your peripheral bits. So again, your winglets, they slot on really nicely. If you want to use a little glue there, that's up to you, just to give it a little more security, but I couldn't imagine them falling off, being that the wind is pushing them on the whole time. And then you got your antennas. You got 6 of those little guys that go up on the nose, and then all your little white antennas and fins that go around the aircraft. So just using the glue that's provided, and they're all pre-cut holes in the foam for you to, like, you can't miss them, you know, let's put it that way. And it's well laid out in the manual for where you put them all. So, you know, up to you as far as how you want to go. I don't want my transmitter to beep at me. Got to move some things. But there you go, your vertical fins. And if you saw in that hype video, we put a run cam on the tail, on the top of the back. Wasn't sure how that was gonna go. I'm like, I hope I don't somehow make this tail heavy. We put it up there, but it turned out it worked well with good effect. So that does it for the assembly. So I say let's go to a flight. Now the flight you're gonna see the day we filmed that hype video, if you will, was last week, and it was super windy. So. But that was the best sunshine day. But then we went out 2 days ago. It was cloudy, but it was less windy. So, where are you going? Wrong one? Oh, this is just slow-mo beauty shots. But we'll play the flight, and I'm gonna be quiet during this flight. The only thing I'll preface with is, you know, I wanted to make sure it was fresh on the table, so I didn't fly as slow as she probably can go, because I wanted to make sure I didn't crash. Basically, I wanted it here looking pretty on the table. We'll take it back out Monday or Tuesday and really dive into it on my end. But here's a flight. right? All right, bring it back to me. So you guys know, if you watch our videos, our field is very fishbowl-y, and I know she could fly a lot slower than I did in that video, but we'll get there. I don't mind now going out and doing it again and really playing with that, but you know, when you got one, and the only one in the States that is good enough to show people, man, the pressure is on every time you fly it. So I want to make sure I brought it back in one piece, you know, basically cash in my chips when I'm up to make sure it was here for today. But now that you've seen that and we're here, now let's get into some... Patricia, Tony, I used the flaps on other flights, but that day there was no wind that day. I didn't think I needed it. And again, I didn't want to... you know, I'd rather just land it hot and be safe than land it slow. But now that we're here, let's get into some questions that you guys have. I saw one asking about the suspension. Again, trailing link on the mains and oleo on the nose. So we got nose and trailing link on the bottom. And Alex could get in, we got a second camera that we could show close. The Sky Gods like me, yeah, right? Any other questions here that we can answer? Well, you see some... Oh, there we go. You keep going to that beauty...
I want to show the slow-mo.
That B-roll. There you go. So that's oleo, but it looks like it's spring-loaded, just scale. But then the back is trailing link, if you can see. Nice, and with the double tires on both, it's really nice all around. Nose wheel steering has its own servo. Yep, I can do that. And you know what? I could show you. I'll hold it up like this. Alex, you're on it. It's hard to hold.
What are we showing?
I'm gonna do the gear, yeah. There we go. And the door's spring-loaded on the nose door. And then, you know, they pop right in and out. So no, you know, no waiting time or anything on that, which is great. It's like I hit everything with it. Flaps, again, they exist. They're there. So I just have them on two position, but you know, you're gonna do you with however you want to do it. And then yeah, that's pretty much, you know, everything else works as expected. Now I could show you real quick, since Alex is on the B cam. I don't have my battery locked down, but this is where it's real. Hold up, gotta get my hand underneath. There we go. So I have my battery here. I didn't tape it down for that, but I did put a gyro, fit right in the side there, and then I have my Futaba receiver, if you see, right up in like a crevice here, which is great. There's plenty of space. Like, again, I could get my hand in there if I have to and really work in. There's plenty of space in there, and you got a lot of room to play with the battery. This is the 5000 Admiral, so there's plenty of space to go forward, back, however you want to, you know, put your CG. For all guys who are probably, you know, I think we can expect AL37 levels of customization probably coming with this one, which will be awesome. And eventually maybe this one gets its own March Mayhem tournament if enough go towards it. The hatch, again, they just got a little wood on the front, and it's spring loaded on the back as normal. And all around, she's super clean. No pilots in the cockpit. I'll you know, I could say that. But that's just a nice little customization you guys can do. I guess the two pilots from the AL37, just because this is 16th scale, so it actually matches up with a tank. If I brought like a, do I have a tank? So you know, there it is. We're going with the slow-mo. So a tank, a 16th scale tank, or I guess the B-24 would be, you know, B-24 is 16th scale as well. So it's right around that. So it's a larger scale than the AL37, of course. So that. Guy Hurst, Guybo, will it come with no decals version? I do not believe so. I think it'll only come in this version, at least for now. We go that way. And now that we're here, start asking more questions. As I'm answering, I can't look up. So if your question got lost, you know, ask it again, copy and paste, and put it in there. I'll try to answer as many of these as I can. FPV, of course. I mean, you could FPV anything. You could actually, I was able to fit a run cam between the pilot seats that are molded inside. There's like 2 seats, and it fit perfectly. We had a shot from it. It just, this plastic in the front isn't really, friendly that way. You'd probably want to cut out the windows or make your own window if you were going to go that route. The wings do not have plastic edge, so the wing is painted foam on the chrome. The plastic is on the inlets. That's plastic chrome on the back. Which scheme are you going to do? Yeah, I saw with Jeff's Custom, I saw you about I think it was December 4th. Somebody asked, when's it going to do something? And he said, I hope it's basically this. I hope it's this type of business jet. I was like, wow, he got it. RC Airliners, well, we know you got the big versions of everything, man. I would love to see your paint job on something like this, though. I think I saw you post your big version, which I'm sure you painted yourself as well. I'll show it next week. It looks beautiful. Yeah, I'm looking for more questions. Pontiac, the product link, it's on the main page, but it's $5.99 in the US. I'm not sure what the EU price is off the top of my head right now.
When's it coming?
When's it coming? It's ETA in the US is mid-March, and its ETA in the EU is probably April, early April. But the shipment, left Freewing already, so just, we don't announce things till we know it's left the factory. So it's all packaged up, on its way. So that's why we felt, the need to release it. We would have released it last week, but there was a little delay. But now we know it's here, so this was the day to do it. But you see my 16th scale tank. That would be what a King Tiger looks like next to a PJ. So again, and with the name, PJ is personal jet. So personal jets will have PJ, just like AL was just airliner 37 for an airliner series. It's really awesome, though. Twin 70mm, dude fan. Yep. Twin 70mm, 2100 kV brushless in-runners inside. Andrew Dalton, my pre-order said December, not mid-March. The website should... I'm not on the website right now, but again, they just released it, so they might have, there could be little issues with them just changing some things up. So, bear with us. But it will definitely not be under your Christmas tree, unless you want to buy this one from me and come pick it up. Only my tree, I guess, if you will. I don't believe it's going to come in an ARF version yet. It really depends. But we're going with the plug and play only for right now. Dude fan, lipo pack, as with the beginning, anywhere from 1,4,000 to 1,6,000. Anything in between, you could probably get away with a 7, 8, or 9,000 if you got them. But as far as Admirals go, anywhere from the 4,000 to the 6,000 is going to be where you want to go. And again, one 6S lipo. Stephen Dean, $5.99 is a plug and play. So everything's included except a receiver and a battery. It is not ready to fly. Ready to fly would mean you get a receiver and a battery as well. But this is plug and play. So this is the type of model where you already have a transmitter system that you're comfortable with, and you're just going to grab the receiver that works with your protocol, and you're going to put it together and fly it. Alan Sprague, yes, we have flaps. We just showed that. You can rewind the video and see it all. Hard foam or soft foam, not sure what that means. It's EPO foam, so it's pretty hard, but I could make it soft if I squeeze it really hard. So, TD Maker, it is perfect for a Giants logo, but I don't think anybody in that organization deserves to fly one of these right now. Get us some wins first, please. Please, please, please. Man, I miss the old days. Why not start selling Bind and Fly? That is another company's term and thing. We cannot. That is not our thing. Grasshops, Dave Webb. Yeah, like the AL37, you're going to have no problem flying off of grass with this thing. But all grass is different, so it's up to you. But again, trailing link on the mains, Oleo on the front. She's light for her size. There's, I just don't have a grass field to demonstrate that type of thing. Yeah, San Exib, I plan on going out. I'm going to have Patrick was there the other day. We just didn't have chance for him to fly it. I'm going to let Patrick do what he does with models as well. I hope I can get it in his hands. But I know I'll be able to fly this a whole lot slower than I did. But you're just nervous, man. I'm not, I'm never going to sit there and say I'm even a good pilot. I'm okay, and I can fly it and land it. It's just a matter of when all that pressure's on that this is the only one and you need it here for the, for the show, every single flight, you know how RC is, every single flight could be your last one. So I wanted to make sure it was here and beautiful on the table so I could show you guys. And, now that I know if I crash it, I'll show you that too. But I doubt I would. I'm not really sure. I don't have a scale to weigh it, but the all that information, Alpha might be able to put that on there as far as what the all-up weight is. But again, there it is. There's the picture of me holding it. Yeah. And then the other one, I'm about 6 foot. So I was standing a little off to the side there. I could just stand over the strobe light, if you will. So if that helps gauge it's, it's there. Scott Meyer, I'd love to see people cut the windows out and put a light inside. That would be really cool. I don't know if I've ever seen anybody do that on the AL37. I always hoped somebody would do that. Like actually put little plastic inserts along the fuselage and, and lights on the inside. That would be great. We're just excited to be here, man. Real life Ace Combat. Have you ever totaled a plane that wasn't released yet? Yes. Yes, I have. I crashed an L-39 into a tree. For sure. And actually, I'm not going to lie to you. Me and Patrick, we were out with the MiG-29. We stalled it in a high alpha and smacked it. It landed flat, though, luckily onto the grass. And if you go back to that MiG-29 video, that model was totally bruised up on the bottom. But luckily, we had enough B-roll to cover ourselves because I wasn't going to be able to get another one. So it is a fear for sure. It is a fear for sure. But I don't think I ever did a full-on... Oh, the OV-10? I crashed the OV-10. AL? The AL? No, yeah. We had it on the table. Yeah, I might have had an accident with the AL. The OV-10, I crashed as well. It happens. Not as much. If you guys want hoodies or anything, the Teespring link should be in here. That's coming from Teespring. And I'm going to have a PJ50 shirt. I'm going to make it live as soon as this video's done. Todd, our graphics guy who you've met on the show, you've seen on the show, 80s rock star, he designed it, and it looks awesome. James, does it come with thrust vectoring? James, yeah, right? It should. That would be crazy. Get it, have it sitting there waiting for you. Inspiration to go fly better. James, you staying for 2022. What do you mean? I'm not sure what that means. I'm not going anywhere. Is there a plane you haven't crashed, James? Yeah, a lot of them. But, some of them. F-22, never had a problem with that one. But, if you ain't crashing, you ain't flying. Right? GB, bang. Your partner crashed that AL-37. Yes. Fair enough.
Is he blaming me?
No, I don't know. Mary Boozer crashed an AL-37, and when we were with us, but luckily we had another one. David Bridge. I'm just looking for more questions. Yeah, we pretty much went through the entirety of our PJ. Some of the things actually while I'm waiting. What's the top speed? RC Law, she can fly. Again, I opened her up in that video once. I think I did a full throttle pass, but I was flying around half throttle. I don't think you need to go half throttle to just fly at scale. But I don't worry about top speeds of aircraft. I don't put a gun on it or anything. but I'm sure she could do over 100 miles per hour. She's quick. She's really powerful, and she's really light. But, you know, that's not really what it's about with a model like this, at least anyway. If somebody's buying this for speed and aerobatics, you're in the wrong aircraft. But, you know, this one's beauty. The fun of this is the scale approaches, the scale touching, you know, the scale landings, and just touch and goes. This is a touch and go beast, just like the AL-37. And of course the customization of it too, you know. Scotty Scott, on a 4,000, I'd say your average flight time is going to be about 4 to 5 minutes. Maybe 6, and then at a bigger 6,000 range, you should easily push the 7 minutes or more range with good usage.
Pull it back.
I gotta pull it back if I want to get the whole thing. But again, she's nice and significant size. Let me check that out. It's a nice plane, but not too heavy, which is great. Fire dive, I never weighed it. I never worried about the all-up weight. You're gonna have to look on the product page for that information. I don't have it in my brain right now because I'm just running off brain power, and I don't have much of that. Paul Ballard.
Okay, Paul.
Nice. Thank you for sharing. Fantastic. John Lowling, how easy is it to remove the wing? So earlier in the video, we did show you when it comes together, but I can show you this here. It's 4 screws, 2 here, and 2 here. And then you're just gonna, inside, you unhook the 2 ribbon cables and 3 lights, the strobe lights and everything. You unhook them, and it just comes right off. And then there are 2 screws that hold the main wing together. So if you wanted to take those 2 screws out and then separate the wings from each other to even make it, you know, smaller, then you can. It's all around. It would be like 6 screws to take it virtually completely apart, but 4 screws to just remove the wing. I transport this in my van, so I'm able to leave the wing together, and I just lay one side, you know, flat, and then the other wing side is up, if you will, because it's like, you know, a boomerang. Lay one side this way and then up next to the fuselage, and it fits perfectly in that. I think you could easily fit it, you know, it should fit across the back seat of your average car, if that's what you needed to. Member of Georgia Jets, wide open, says Model Aviator. I should go there. You know, for sure. What part of Georgia is Georgia Jets? Yeah, it is a huge state. I haven't even been to the Savannah side of Georgia yet. Is the nose mountable? Like, can you sit on it? I don't know what that means.
It's like removable?
Removable? No, there's nothing removable on the nose. It's just plastic on the nose front. And, yeah. But it's a beautiful aircraft, man. I can't wait to see these in people's hands. And then we get on to the next one for sure. I'm filling out vents on a model listening to this. Oh, and I love the other detail that I pointed out was that APU. Like Patrick flipped out. I can't get my finger to it. This little guy molded in. That is plastic. Just molded in there. I love that. Like Alex, like, oh, it's got an APU.
I said that?
No, not you. Sorry, Patrick said that.
I was like, there's no
Alex
way I
and
do
me.
that.
Jodell, the price is $5.99 in the U.S. The website, it's live. You go to motionrc.com. You could find it there. And I'm not sure. Somebody put the price of what it is at EU, but you can go check it out on motionrc.eu if you're across the pond. Is the cockpit accessible? Yes. Well, this is plastic up top. This whole part of the cockpit up here, this is plastic up to the point. So you could peel that up as if you would on, you know, your standard, like the Vulcan or the Avanti, you know, people, you could peel that up with glue and then get in there. Or you could reach your hand in and get to it as well. But yeah, that's a plastic piece as well. that could be easily peeled up and then glued back down, you know. Just obviously be careful with things like that. Yeah, Kenny, Patrick was telling me that they're produced in Savannah. That's where they're from. So yeah, I might have to get down there eventually. I want to go down there for vacation just in general. I haven't been to the Atlantic coast of Georgia yet since I've moved down here. Just haven't had a chance. John Killen says they're not big on foamies or electric. I get it. I mean, turbine guys, there's people in every way.
What are the servos?
Jan Yoling, the plane needs 6 channels. You've got aileron, elevator, throttle. I'm just going by Futaba. Rudder, flaps, and gear. And then one more channel. Like I used an 8-channel receiver because you do have the U-back. But some people like to plug in their own, you know, battery pack to that or however you want. So I'd say at least 7 channels would probably, you know, a 7-channel receiver would get it done if you go that way. What did you say? What are the servos?
Yeah, I see Andrew Dalton's keep asking about the servos in there.
Oh, Andrew Dalton, let me get you this. I'm going to read them out to you. We got 9 Metal Gear digital servos. Oh, I'm sorry. 2 9-gram Metal Gear digital servos. I believe those are in the elevator. And then you've got 6 9-gram hybrid digital servos everywhere else. So I'm thinking no steering servo, 2 flap, 2 aileron, 1 rudder, and then 2 elevators. So 8 servos in total. If that helps. The manual says 3,100 grams without a battery is what I'm looking at. And yeah, I love you didn't have to do, like, they put all your push rods in where they go, but that was all done already, which I love. CG, that's the other thing too. CG is molded on the wing, so they've got it just like a lot of the newer. There's CG markers that are molded here, but it is 247 millimeters from where the wing root meets. But you don't actually have to measure it. You can just, you know, you could just hold it there. Elevator is 2 servos, 1 on each side. Yes. So there's 2 wires that drop down. There's a tunnel in here that you drop the wires down, you plug them in, and then they're already, you know, you pull them through. In runners, RJ, yes, 2100 kV in runners. A lot of that stuff. Throw up the spec again, Alex, if you can, so people don't have to look at me looking at the monitor. But yes, those are the spec for everybody who wants to read if you're just joining us now. Yeah, Claudia, I love when they put the CG on the model itself. It just makes it so much easier to at least have your base point and go that way. Yeah, the RC Air Marshal, if you want to get this thing up to 140, that's, you know, it could take it for sure. I'm sure she could do, you know, a ton more than what, you know, a normal scale version of this plane would be able to do. Then go into the other page again. At least a 6-channel receiver, and then the a single 4,000 to 6,000 6S lipo, and flight time are just, you know, basic estimates depending on the battery, depending on your throttle management. But remember, Jeremy Salt and Justin Lamb, they've had this model for 10 months, and probably as soon as this video ends, if they haven't already, they're going to post some fun clips. They're posting some clips of, they had an early production model, so like the windows were different, the scheme was a little different, but for the most part, is what it is. They're going to release a lot of footage too. You know, they've been going out and just testing the heck out of it. I know Justin had it up for at least 11 minutes, just gliding it, you know, seeing how long he could go with it. Because this baby will just glide. The slowest landing I got was I was trying to do a touch and go. I had flaps out, and the ground effect of it, it just didn't touch. I went down the whole runway, and I got nervous that it was just going to drop, and I just throttled up and got out of there. But it can get really slow, too. It's got a great wing loading on it. It's just a beautiful, beautiful plane. There's Justin. 70 plus flights on the pre-production models and stood up well to the abuse. Andrew Dalton and his altitude. Hanger. So there you go, Smithy. That's what we like to see. So guys, if there are really no other questions that we can answer for you right now, I will tell you this. Tuesday, for members of the channel only, so it's 99 cents to join, we are going to go live with Alpha. He is our product manager. He's a aircraft designer, engineer. He's in the chat right now answering all the questions. We're going to do a live stream personally with him at the same time, so 12 p.m. Eastern or 6 p.m. I messed up, CET. I wrote GMT. That was stupid on there. So 6 p.m. CET. That was my mistake. That'll be Tuesday, and we're going to do it for members only. We're going to have the plane on the table here. Alpha's going to go through his CAD. He could show you the behind, you know, the ins and the guts, you know, all the structure that's under here and all that cool stuff. Answer all your questions. So if you want to hang out till then, I will put a, you know, I'll put a reminder because our normal Tuesday email goes out that morning. So I'm going to put a reminder in there for everybody. So again, 12 p.m. Eastern on Tuesday for members of the YouTube channel only. We're doing members only content. And then next Friday, during our normal live show, that'll be the last live show of the year. And on that show, as I told everybody last week, we're going to be giving out, we're going to spin the wheel 5 times. We're giving out awards for all. We want to thank everybody who ever shared any content that we ended up using on our live show to share with all you guys. We're going to have some votes, and you, the viewer, if you're in the live stream, you're going to vote on polls, and you're going to pick those winners of who gets to spin the wheel. But I got another 10 minutes here to answer some more questions. Then I can reiterate that. I see battery connection is EC5, as with any Freewing 6S jet. So it's an EC5 connection. Today, Wine Country, we're not spinning the wheel today. Today was just about, we just want to keep this because this is going to be our overview video until the rest of our videos can come out. Wanted to keep this about this. Oh, people are emailing. Calorel. Alan Sprague, welcome to the Motion RC Community Captainship. And anyone else who got joined. I didn't want to do any crazy call-outs today just because we're keeping it, you know. That's why we got rid of the regular live show graphics and stuff for today. This was in lieu. And the title of this video and the thumbnail is going to change as soon as this ends to what it is. But I think that's pretty much it, guys. We answered pretty much everything I think we have to answer, unless Alpha, you want to say anything in the chat or need me to call something else out. Felix Delgado, these ESCs don't support reversing. That's something you'd have to do with a different ESC. There we go. All right, I think we're good. All right, everybody, thank you so much for joining us. I hope it was worthwhile for you and you were able to wait that 24 hours. I know it's hard sometimes, but I thank all you guys. So again, Tuesday, live with Alpha on the phone going through CAD. We can answer more questions about the model if you still have them. We'll be live either way, and it'll be a members only, members to our channel only live stream. It'll be 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, as our normal Friday show is, or 6 p.m. CET. And only members, if you can't be there live, that's okay. If you're a member, though, you'll be able to watch the replay, to make sure. But that's when Alpha's going to go through the CAD design, and we're really going to get into the guts that I know a lot of you guys love to see, and I'm always interested in seeing that stuff as well, to do it with you guys. But next Friday, again, if you don't want to be there for that, that's fine. It's free to watch us next Friday at 12 p.m. Eastern, and we're going to have our closeout live show of 2021 right in time before Christmas the following week. Crazy how this goes. But guys, thank you so much for joining. Go check out the products links now. We'll be on Hobby Squawk. We'll make a thread there if it's not already made, and answering any other questions that this video didn't already answer. And I hope to see one of you guys or all of you guys flying this beautiful bird or a different bird at some point on our live show in the future. All right, guys, we'll see you later. Have a good one. Bye.